Hello, everybody, and welcome back to X4, where this is one of those transitional episodes in that we are mostly working on these last couple of things here. Of course, the Hull Parts Factory is currently complete. The Life Support Factory is now fully funded, and let me just accept that estimate there. Fantastic. That'll probably keep adjusting downward, and we'll just toss a little bit of extra money into the GE headquarters, which is still a long ways away from being fully funded. So that is fine, and we're going to just kind of leave them to that. Of course, our current primary project is our wharf. But we're quite a ways away from really getting that properly started. We're still in the planning stages there. So let's take a look at the Argon Wharf here and see what exactly we need here that we already have access to. Energy cells, hull parts, and I believe that's it. We have antimatter cells, not antimatter converters. So, okay, we could do a hull parts section in theory. So let's go in here and plan this build. Excellent. So the hull parts section could maybe be this right here. So we would put in a cross module here and here. And for hull part production, of course, we need one of these guys. But hull parts are made, of course, out of Claytronics and energy cells. Now, energy cells are going to be their own thing, but we're going to need some level of Claytronics production. So we could have hull part production, which of course is mounted like that. We could have hull part production be about here. In theory, that's not very straight, is that? More like that. And I immediately turned it again. That was not what I was looking to do. I was just looking to copy the module, but we'll just straighten that out like that. There we go. And we'll place in a second hull part production right there. I want these to be relatively vertically integrated. I don't know how effective this is going to be, but we'll find out. So, of course, for the hull parts, we do need those Claytronics. That is the major component that we'll need there. So, for Claytronics production, maybe we'll place that up here. So that would be something like, let's see, we would put a cross module here. Where did that go? That went here. Nope, right here. There we go. And then a cross module here. And then we would have a pair of Claytronics productions, which would go... Actually, Claytronics could simply be positioned here. Yeah, that'll do. And then a vertical module, of course, right there, followed by a cross module for the next level. And it looks like Claytronics aren't quite going to fit in there, so we may have to put in a second vertical level. And how are we doing on our height there? That's getting awful close. So for right now, we'll leave that like that. So that'll get us some level of Claytronics production, and of course, I'm not worried about actual quantities right now, because that will be tileable. The other option we could do is put the Claytronics on the same level as hull parts, and have hull parts going essentially this way, and Claytronics going this way. It's a possibility, and one to think about. What do Claytronics need? Claytronics need... Hang on, what am I talking about? Claytronics aren't needed for hull parts at all. That's needed for hull part construction. Hull parts need graphene and refined metals, of course. So, we'll remove these. That's not necessary. I don't even know what I was thinking. We'll also remove this one. So, refined metals would go... Where is it? In this list? Refined metal. Would go, in theory, there, except it would be rotated to be like that or so. So we'd have the single refined metal production for right now. That would tile out this way, except we're going to have some difficulties with that once we get to this point. But maybe we don't ever get to that point. We'll have to see. And then, of course, we would need some graphene production, which would go on this side and similarly be rotated, except we would have it rotate like so, although it looks to me like that's not going to be accepted by the game, because that would stick out of the spot that we've got for it. We'll just put it like this for now, but we'll have to remember to rotate it properly later, because that is certainly not properly rotated. I suppose we could have it attach in on this side, like that, and then rotate it like so. That would fit. Yeah, that would work. And then over here, of course, the plan is to put some solid storage. We would put some solid storage, something like that. Excellent. And then we'd put some liquid storage over here, because we will be needing that as well. There we go. And some container storage over here. We don't need a ton of container storage. That should do for now, but we'll also put in a little bit of container storage here and here. There we go. So that'll do on the storage, and that will get us started on hull part production. Of course, we're going to need more refined metal production and graphene production, I think, and probably more hull part production. We don't really care right now about all of that. I want to take a quick look, though. We don't care about just numbers right now, but I want to take a quick look at how much space we'd have for the refined metal production. It's going to be tight, but I think we can maybe make that work. Okay. So that is some good progress on that front. And of course, this is going to be incredibly expensive already. That's 10 million credits. That's not too bad. So we'll confirm those changes for right now, but that's not the only thing we need to produce here if we want to have these mega fabricators, of course. We would need to produce, because that's just hull parts that we're producing right now. That's just hull parts. Which makes me think that I should arrange this differently. All of those components should be on the same level, I think. If we can at all help that. So, like, it would go something like this, except we may want to have the graphene production be connected in substantially differently. Let me just get those removed. And we would essentially put in a base module directly underneath our extant production here. And we would place that right there. And then we would copy that and put another one. And then this would go here. And this production module would go here. Of course, that's not quite going to fit. We could maybe push it out a little bit further over here by putting in a module there. That would fit, in theory. So then we would copy this sequence and place it over here. But instead of using the... if I can rotate. Instead of using the graphene production here, we would instead put in the refined metal production. Like that. It clips. It definitely clips if it's rotated that way. What if we mounted it like this and rotated it off this direction? No, I don't want to flip that. wanted it like that. That ends up clipping into this container storage, but we could remove that container storage and just have it sit like this. And then that would be tileable out until we hit this pier point, right? But that should be fine. And then we could, of course, simply remove this, like so, and that puts all of our hull part production on the same level. I like that a lot better. It's slightly more expensive, but I think it's better designed. Okay, so we'll confirm that. And the next question is, what do we want to support next in terms of what we need here? We are going to need a few other things, of course. Missile components, weapon components, engine parts. All of these things we're going to be needing. So let's just hop out of this for the moment and check in to see if we've got any money available currently. And we do. We have some currently available, so we'll take that out of here. I'm not going to immediately put it into the reinvestment fund. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to accept this estimate and then bump this down to nothing. We do not need any money in the life support factory account. And then we're going to go get up and we are going to talk to the faction rep here. I want to see what the cheapest blueprint that we can go for here would look like. So let's go into the representative's office. And we are just going to take a quick look here at the blueprints. Let's see. Advanced composites, electronics, antimatter converters. Drone components. Engine parts would be about 3 million. Okay. Quantum tubes. Ship fabrication bays and maintenance bays, of course, are going to be very expensive. Shield component. Turret component. Weapon component. Okay, so a lot of these are relatively affordable. They're not tremendously expensive. It's more than we've got on hand right now, but it's relatively manageable. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to just continue going through that list over time and setting up rows for production of those parts. And some of them are probably going to have to be expanded. Particularly the one that we just set up is probably going to have a duplicate part or have some unusual height variations to it. That's probably going to be the case because of the pier. There are no missions available, although there are missions available. Economic minefield. Hello. This mission here. Deploy mines at the target position. We don't have mines on us right now. This is deploying mines. That's also deploying mines. Okay. I was hopeful that we would be able to have some form of mission available, but apparently not here. Because what we need right now more than anything is good old cash money. We've done a little bit of station planning, but not as much as we need to. That is going to be a mega station. There's no doubt about that. So we're just going to make our way over this way and see if we can't find ourselves a nice little mission to fill a little bit of time and maybe make some money. I realize that that's not an effective way of making money, but it is to some degree a vaguely interesting way. as opposed to just sitting around and waiting for it to passively come in. Okay. Accept that estimate, and we'll just toss about another 1 million credits into the GE headquarters for right now. We're still working on funding that. Once that gets finished, it should be producing a truly ludicrous amount of money. Of course, we also need to finish off our trading ships at some point. That is something that we'll need to do. But for right now, let's see if there are any missions available over here. Deploy a satellite at target position.
Disengage.
That's simple.
Engaged.
Where do they want the satellite? We do have a satellite, right? We do have exactly one satellite. We'll just probably deploy it and pick it right back up. And they just want it, looks like, at the jump gate. Simple enough. Oh, looks like our scouting vanguard has decided that it's done exploring Path to Profit and has started working on revisiting stations over here. Can we have you auto-explore yet? Are you skilled enough? Let's take a look. It does not appear to be a thing. Okay, that's fine. We'll just have it start exploring, say, Second Contact. We don't know much about Second Contact. So we will explore the accelerator. With a radius of 350 kilometers. And actually, just explore here. With a maximum radius. Perfect. Okay, so we are at this jump gate, right? Yes. So all we need to do is deploy our satellite. There we go. Got our money. Fantastic. Where's that satellite at? Oh, did they immediately get ownership of the satellite? Yes, they did. That's fine, I guess. That'll do. Warning sign. Deploy 12 laser towers. Do we have 12 laser towers? No, we don't. We would have to requisition the laser towers. So let's just head up towards the Argonne Wharf and see if there's anything else up there that we can do. In the meantime, let's check in on our funding levels. I don't think that there'll be too much available, but we can take a look. Yeah, I mean, we can toss this money in over here. That's fine. Excellent. And we will accept this estimate. Let's check in on the build status of the life support factory. Okay, so we're working on some biomes here, but we're still going to be producing ramp-ups for a while, it looks like. This is not going to finish this episode. It will probably be done by the time we get started with next episode, I think. And it looks like there's just generally not a lot to be done. So I think I might call this a bit of an early episode here. This is not substantially early, but it's vaguely early, I suppose. There's just not a whole lot more to be done other than, you know, make some money. So I think I'm going to put a cut in here, and next episode we will come back with the Life Support Factory fully online. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.